How's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a great Saturday. I just want to talk about what's going on in the market today and specifically about how there is the hash wars. People are saying that they're done. They're not done, okay? Currently, SV is about 300% more profitable to mine than Bitcoin. Something to keep in mind. Another thing to piece in there is I'm starting to think, and this is speculative, but you guys know I'm pretty decent with speculation. When I start adding things up, so what I've started doing is adding different things up to make some sense of what's going on in the market. And here's what's happening in the market. Institutions, I truly believe, at $4,000 keep buying because every time we get down to that level, it keeps going back up to fourth over. It gets to 4K and it jumps. Gets to 4K and it jumps. Gets to 401 and it jumps. I think what's happening is people use this term institutional FOMO, which is bullcrap. Institutions are smart and they don't want us to get rich. I always tell you guys that because it's true. They don't want average people to get rich. They want you to stay middle class. They want you to stay lower class. They don't want you to be in their class. So, what's up, Daniel? So, what I'm trying to get at here, and I'm not making a long video today, I just want to give you kind of like an update, is I truly believe what's happening in the market right now is institutions are buying every dip. They're buying when it gets close to 4K and they're stocking up. You have backed, right? And backed out. And they backed out probably mostly because of the hash wars, which some people are saying are over and they're not. Okay? As Craig Wright said about 2 days ago, he will dog them and dog them and dog them until they have nothing left. But I think it's actually hurting him more because why would you show a Rolex watch and shit? That's just child piss poor money, nothing. It doesn't mean anything compared to $5 million a day. So I truly believe Craig Wright's losing, and he's acting like a sore loser, like a kid would when they're losing in a game and they don't want to play anymore. It's like, I don't care, I'm going to win still. So that's what I think is going on. But institutions, I'll tell you how they work generally in the like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. These guys are not going to throw $1 trillion in the market in like a month, in even a year potentially. It might take them a few years, even if the market gets that big, for them to throw that kind of money in. You'll see $50 million going over a month from a bunch of institutions. Like, it's not going to be them pumping the market up to $800 billion again. So you have to be realistic with that. You also have to be realistic that, hey, if you were alive during the dot-com bubble, you saw the exact same thing that happened last year. Now, the dot-com bubble was about 20 years ago. So if you think you're going to see what happened last year ever again, you have to wait probably another 20 years to the new revolutionary technology, which probably will be quantum computing comes out. So overall, in the grand scheme of things, big institutions, hedge funds, crypto funds, and just normal VC funds are slowly going to enter more and more in the market. And when the market starts to move, it'll move slowly next year. 2019 will be the year where crypto markets move about half the speed they've ever moved before. And I'm saying that because institutions are starting to take over the control of the market, if you guys haven't noticed, because people are scared and sold off all their coins, including pretty much almost everyone I know. And even myself, I've told people that I sold my coins and I'm going to wait for the bottom and buy back in. So 2019 will be hard for crypto. Smoothie, I don't think you're right. And I'll tell you why. Very good reasoning for that. I'm working with about 5 STOs right now. Now, the difference between last year and this year is last year, there was ICOs, right? And ICOs was the year 2017. They blew up. But the problem with ICOs, they don't have actual business fundamentals. They don't have a lot of the business side to actually make profit after the ICO. They had no marketing skills, no post-RCO marketing, so they killed themselves. Most of these ICOs will die, and if they don't die, the SEC will kill them by charging them huge fines by basically being securities, and they won't have the money. They'll have to sell off their ETH, and this is why I made my ETH video yesterday. I believe a lot of these projects will get slapped with penalties, and they will have to liquidate ETH to pay the fine. So ETH is in a troubled state as well. So institutions are going to come in, okay? And it's going to happen because if you take away all the prices and stuff, what's like all that stuff that's going on and, that makes you feel emotional, and you just looked at the tech, and we told you how many different institutions have invested in this tech and how many governments around the world, like South Korea, invested $1 billion in the tech, you're going to see that it is going to happen. It's going to be very, very big. You must know that. And don't worry about the cash flow dollars because we know where we're going. Okay. So just keep that in mind. These are all the things that you must obviously think of all the time. Look at what's going on with institutions. Don't get into the market unless you're sure it's turned around, man. And I'm not saying you can't scrape and scalp and stuff, but you got to be really careful right now, guys. So what I'm thinking is after the hash wars are done, after Craig Wright stops selling all of his crypto, obviously, we'll start seeing what we're looking for. When Craig Wright stops selling and this war actually is over and there's no more, I'm going to sell my BTC till it's 1,000. I think then the institutions that will probably start in January and like end of January this coming year or start of February, we'll also probably see the ETF approved around that time. And with that will also come regulations. And a lot of ICOs will have what happened to Paragon recently this week. So that's all what you should expect. Just a short little recap of what's going on in the market. Institutions are coming. Is hodling the right thing to do now? Hodling now, yeah. Because I mean, it might go lower, but how much lower? I think the lowest the market cap will get is 100 billion again. And I don't even know if we're going to get that low, but it's possible. Okay, so keep in mind, we also have Christmas and New Year's and vacation time. Traders don't keep their money in the market during that time. They pull their money out, put it into fiat or put it into TUSD if they're crypto traders, and go on vacation, enjoy their life. And when they come back, they enter the market again. So keep that in mind. The market will not recover huge, not until the mid to end of next year. And that's okay. We knew this was a long game, and anyone who tried to get rich quick, well, they now know what it's like to try to get rich quick. When you get rich quick, it's usually an accident. It's not something that you do on purpose. So, and some people were opportunistic and got in the right time. That's just how life is, guys. But we have to realize is we're moving forward. A lot of good stuff's coming. Good stuff, brother. Chinese New Year's upon us. Yes, it is. Yeah, absolutely. And what happens at Chinese New Year? I live in Thailand. They pull all their money out of the markets as well, and they buy gifts and they give tea money and all this kind of stuff to their family members. And the more they give, the better off they look to the whole family, and the more face they gain. So there is a lot of these factors to keep in mind, but do know the bigger factor here is that long term, you know where we're going. If you're worried about the market, you don't know which coins to be in, don't be in the market right now. It's a good decision if you don't know what you want to do. If you have no plan right now, get out of the market, think about what you want to do, make a plan. If you don't have a plan, I'll tell you what I used to say in teaching. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail, guys. Don't plan to fail. Think of what you want to do, how you want to get there, write it down on paper, and then do it. Miners are not profitable anymore. Do you think we will bounce back to 6K? Yeah, I think we'll bounce back eventually. I don't think they're going to happen. Here's what I think is really going on, guys. Institutions are telling these guys like Jihan and the miners, keep mining at a loss, we'll cover you because they have invested more money than those guys will lose into this technology, into different things that are going to evolve through this technology. So in the grand scheme of things, things are going to get a lot better. It's just a short-term pain, long-term gain type of deal. So if you can get through this, this part of the rough patch that we're going through, which could last a few more months or 5 more months. We don't know exactly how long, but if you believe in the technology and you really, really, truly, fundamentally know what's going on here, you shouldn't be questioning yourself. You should just be going, I don't really understand why this is happening. And then when you ask yourself, why is it happening? You go, oh, Craig Wright, he's selling all his BTC. That's why this is happening. Oh, there's Roger Ver. They're having hash wars. Oh, that's why this is happening. Oh, people are starting to feel like this is not a good market to be in because these hash wars, because there's childish little idiots. Maybe that's what's happening. Or we have the DOJ investigation into Tether and Bitfinex. Maybe that's what's happening. There's so many different factors right now that are causing this dip. And if you look at all of them together, it makes sense. If you just look at prices and you look at specific projects, it doesn't. So look at the whole grand scheme of things, and then when you guys go back and you look at all of it together, then we're perfect, okay? So I'll definitely connect with you all over the weekend again if there's anything else to update you on, but I'll see all you guys on Monday for sure. I'll be doing another video. So if you have anything that you guys want me to do a video on or stuff that maybe I'm missing that I should be covering, let me know. But that's what I've been thinking about just today. My daily thought of yeah, what's going on with these institutions and why is it not going lower than 4K? It just keeps going there, it keeps popping back up, and that's what I think is happening. So this is my own thought. I've told you guys we have the insider information from someone who works at a very large place. And I don't call him Bob or Joe or these weird names, but I will tell you that the person that told us to get out of the market told us again recently to stay out in December. Just keep that in mind, guys. This guy told me to get out before when it was $6,000. And now it's 4, and he's telling me December, get out in December. I don't know what's going to happen in December, but just be safe and hedge out some or all. Okay? That's my personal choice. It's not financial advice. You do whatever the heck works for you guys. Okay? But personally, myself, I am not in the market right now. Even in XRP, people say, oh, XRP keeps going up. I said, no, it's not. Bitcoin goes down. It's Satoshi's value is going up. The XRP value is not actually going up dollar-wise. People hedged all into XRP, and now they're down 6-7 cents per token. I told people to get out of the market for a reason. I saw this happening. So did my partner, Mike. And, we try our best to help everyone and get them out of the market when they can. What was the last question? Someone had a comment. Why does Bitcoin Ben doesn't like XRP? I'll tell you why he doesn't like XRP. Because I truly believe he never researched himself. And if he has, he hasn't done the right research. And B, he even admitted on an episode about a week after my revelation of what actually they're doing, then he said that XRP is going to be the one that's the leader. So I don't know why he's such a hater of it. Like, I guess the whole idea of a banker's coin, and he's a true libertarian, right? And the problem with libertarians are they think they can do this anarchist crap that will never work in the real world. And getting rid of banks, really? Did you guys really think that crypto could 100% get rid of banks? No, but it will keep them transparent. If I can go on a Block Explorer and check out, oh, this bank sent $1 trillion this last weekend, it sent it to this bank, we can know who does what. That's the whole point of XRP. That makes it amazing. So that the transparency is not just for the banks, it's for us. So we know what's going on. And people have this whole thing, well, they can just release the XRP supply. No, they can't. It's in a contract with an escrow that every single XRP token has to be bought, guys. Every single one that's not currently on the market has to be bought, or it goes back in escrow every single month. So my point here is XRP is just getting started. And as more people adopt and use it, you'll see the supply dwindle. Every month will be a billion less, right? So over the course of 4 or 5 years, easily that whole supply can be bought by banks, bought by institutions, bought by remittance companies. There's so many options for them. And then you have XVIA and XCoil, you have XRapid and XCurrent. There's so many projects, and that's what you have to look at, not just one part of it. So hating it because it's a banker's coin, I get. I don't really like banks personally because I exposed them on one of my shows a while back. You guys can go back and look at the show where I show you how corrupt banks are. So I don't like them either, but I want them just to be accountable. I don't think that we can't not live without banks. Otherwise, people will go to each other's houses and murder each other for treasures. Let's be honest, right? So that's where we're at in the world right now. And I don't really know why he hates it so much. Really, if he does his research over again, because at first, when he did his research, I'm sure there was stuff that I agreed I didn't like too about XRP. But they changed a lot of that project. And that's what people have to realize. I'm not here to shill XRP. I like a lot of projects. You guys know that. But I really believe they're doing a lot of really good stuff, and so is XLM. So the only reason I like XLM better, or XLM less than XRP, is because XLM is a 2 million token inflation supply every single year. So it's actually inflationary, but guaranteed only 2 million a year. I just don't like tokens that do that. I think that's better for an economy of a government when they need money. That'd be good for them. But I think it's bad if you don't really need the inflation either. So there's good and bad to everything. I like both those projects though. So I mean, you have to take the yin and you have to take the yang and find somewhere in the middle and get feng shui. So you guys have a great day. Coach K sign out. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you know where to leave them and you know where to find me. Oh, and last thing, if you have not done this before, like and subscribe, click that little bell button. Always helpful to and appreciative from moi. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye-bye.